Hi, welcome to the Songwriter's Journey. This is episode 0, and this is what I call the explainer reel. So, this is basically the background behind why I started the channel, how I got here, and everything kind of going on up until now. Um, so, when I was in high school, I had a choice to make between becoming a professional musician as a trumpet player. I was accomplished well enough to go professional, or to become a software engineer and actually make real money. So I decided to become a software engineer. And I don't have any regrets. I've had a good career in that through all the ups and downs of the internet bust and everything else. I've had to navigate it. But music has always been a part of me and a part of what I'm doing. I continued to play trumpet through college and into, post college, my early career, and then just life and things I got involved in with life just, made it a little too busy to keep up. So I eventually stopped playing trumpet. And then I ended up picking up guitar and kind of becoming more of a power noodler and a gear hound. And as you can see, I have some gear here. And just, you know, kind of fiddling with stuff. And throughout all this time, I always had song ideas. I always had ideas for, hey, this would be a good lyric, or this is kind of a cool hook, and all that. And, um, it had always been a part of me. And finally got to the point where, like, I either need to do this or I don't. I either need to just stop dreaming about it, or I need to make a go for it and totally crash and burn trying to do it, or just not do it at all and be very content. And so I decided to go for it. About a year ago, I took a course. It was like a 1 week intensive um, training session with this group out of London. And I loved it. I absolutely loved doing the songwriting thing. I took a week off of work, went through this. We were at it 8 hours a day. It's kind of like doing a job, and it was a lot of training. And then you get time, and you go and you do co-writes with people and who are also there. And we're all kind of new at it. None of us really knew what we were doing, but it was a very supportive environment. And I just kind of fell in love with the whole idea. So um, I decided, hey, I'm going to do this full time. So I decided to get mentoring on it. I signed up with their mentoring program. And I'll talk more about that group and other groups available stuff to people later um, in future episodes. Um, right now, this is just the background. So I signed up for mentoring and I started working on my songs. And I presented some songs I had, songs in process. They weren't completed, but I presented the lyrics to one of the mentors. He's in the songwriting industry. He's a well-known songwriter, accomplished. He's done a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to drop any names, but I showed him my work, and he said, "Man, I'm not trying to blow smoke, at you." His words were a little more unfiltered, um, but I think you've got what it takes. I think you can do this. Your words or your lyrics are really good. Work on it, but you can do this. And that was really the piece I needed to push me over the edge to have the confidence, like, okay, this is worth going after. So since then, I've been working at songwriting. I've been following, the coursework, different courses online, kind of learning the whole industry, and trying to figure stuff out. I got to visit Nashville. At this point, it was about a month ago. I got to sit down with a number one hit songwriter. Again, not going to drop any names, and showed him some of my work. And he had some favorable comments towards it. Gave me some great critiques and stuff. But I got to go listen to music, kind of see what the songwriting world is about. I met with some industry professionals. It was just really a great experience. And this channel, this whole idea of this channel, even though I've been in this for almost going on a year now, is when I actually started pursuing this seriously. This is really about the journey. And so I'm going to cover a lot of stuff I've been through, and then I'm going to continue to cover things as I go through it. Because one of the things I found most frustrating in doing songwriting is, I'd ask somebody, how do you write a song? And nobody really gives you a great answer. Or how do you do this? Or what makes a great song? And those answers seem to be somewhat elusive. And even questions like, hey, which, uh, what's it called? Which performing rights organization do I sign up with as a songwriter? Do I do ASCAP? Do I do BMI? Do I do CSAC? I mean, there's a bunch of them. And there's a lot of stuff I've learned, and I'll be able to share that throughout this channel. And that's kind of really the goal is, to hopefully answer questions for people. My goal is for it to be unfiltered. I'm not going to be dropping names or industry names or people I meet or contacts or anything like that. But I will share things I learned, and in a general sense, the kind of people I get to talk to and run into. I've had some conversations with some people who are pretty high up in the industry and have been there for a while. Not so much because of where I'm at now, but partly because of mentoring and people who I've gotten to meet, and learning really that songwriting is as much as a relationship business as anything. And so I hope to share more of that in future episodes. I hope you will join me on this journey. I'm having a blast with it, and I hope you will too.